Hello. We have a DIY candy we're doing today. I don't actually know what this one is called, so I'm going to use my little handy dandy translator here. Get some information. Beep. Alright, so this is apparently a humming experimental raffle. I'm going to change myself. The water alone makes me sick. Let's see, it is a funny thing. Funny thing. This part here didn't get translated at all. This is Meigum, the most beautiful person. pH value color sample. Say literally greatness acidity. 5 is the sea urchin, mother gardener, and aka corporation. Alright, so maybe if we take these a bit of a time, let's see here. Because that didn't explain anything. Alright, change the taste to match the color. Mask or flavor. Hesitation, neutrality is blue. 400 crowns down here. We'll figure this out. This is Meigum's chewing gum. pH color values. So peach flavor might be what we're doing here. It says possibly 3-way distribution. And what do we have here? What does this one say? Handmade funny. Ah, we got muscat. And what's the blue in the middle then? Oh, it's peach to muscat. It's the flavor gradient, I guess. And then what about this big one in the center? Surely that tells us what we're working with here. Experimental colorfulness jelly. The color changes. Can only make water. Look up the color you made. Look up the color you made with a sample of colors. You can make a tray of sweets as a set. There are no finished sweets in it. Here we have fruitless juice. Interesting. Well, perhaps not as helpful as we'd hoped, but I feel like that's something to go with. What's our package down here warning us of? You can make a tray of sweets with this product. This product does not contain finished sweets. The illustration is an illustration of Dot Cage's image. Color and pH values of the color samples are standard. Okie dokie. Still feel like this should be the title somehow. Experimental colorfulness jelly. So I guess we're doing experimental colorfulness jelly. Or whatever I name this is. I'll change the taste by combining, it says up here. So you know, we'll figure that out as we go. Alright. Oh, here we go. This might be handy. Get the regular phone out. Yeah, regular scanner out. Not the video. Let's see. Well, I see one that we have for later. Hang on to that, I suppose. But I don't see the one we're looking at here. So Meiji chewing gum is the brand of candy we're working with there. My phone's like, here, I translated it for you, and it's just in Japanese still. I think we're gonna have to figure it out all our own. Which amuses me, because a lot of these different things will do whichever thing in with some level of translation, which is very kind of them. But we also have the internet here. We can figure this out. Alright, I'm going to open this. Oh, I didn't grab my little scissors before I started. Not bad. Okay. Gonna need the scissors. I always need the scissors with these guys. Because sometimes, too, just having the package flatter helps the translator work a little better. Oh, need my food shovel. So we've got food shovel, white powder, a kind of clumpier white powder, and I guess this one's a lightly green powder. And then here's our tray for experiments. Got a little crushed. That's what happens when you order these things. Sometimes they get a little crushed. I'm guessing this is explaining the alkalinity. Well, I'm guessing it's going to explain how acid spicy the scale is. Let's see here. You can handle this, right? Clear letters on a clear background. Oh, you can. Very nice. Doesn't necessarily help us. Wait. Yep. Doesn't necessarily help us, but it did see them. Let's try one thing at a time. Oh, I'm holding the phone upside down. Okay, just recognized. What if I put something darker underneath it? Like strip tape. Yeah, that might help. Okay. Acidity. See, didn't I say something like that? Feel free to make it. I suppose I shall. Alka versus Alka versus Alka versus Alka versus Alka versus Alka versus Alka. I'm going to say acidic versus alkaline is what we're trying to convey here. It does look like this little one comes off, so I guess let's detach while we have a moment. There we go. And let me get this down here. All right. And to help it lay flat. I'm going to trim this part off too. Now, it's possible there's a Google search that would save us all this trouble, but that just seems too easy. So instead, set our directions over here. There. Other sort of information can go over here. Good enough. Okay. Alright. So let's see how we get started here. Translate. Read before you make it. It's the first time you've read how to make it. Yep. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure to make it after you show your hands are clean. They are clean. I have cleaned them. Please use the tray and spoon after it shows up as well. They have appeared. Cut the tray with the sewing machine itself. Well, I'm sorry, I cut it with scissors, but you know, close enough. And then let's pour the water into the cup. Eat after making the last one. Be careful not to get hurt on the edge of the tray. Alright. When you add water to the music note, so I don't know if you can see, possibly not, but a lot of these, they have the, so even if like you couldn't necessarily read the language, they have them noted with the marking of, you know, like a star, or music note, that sort of thing, to indicate, like this one has the star, this one has a music note to indicate which different things are being talked about in the instructions. When you add water to the music note of the stirring tray, add alkaline ingredients and mix slowly with a spoon. That's it for water. So it looks like it's saying fill to this line. Mix slowly with a spoon. Doesn't matter if all the powder doesn't come off. And it looks like we're using the green one. Okay. So a lot of times they're like, you know, add X amount of cups of, not cups of, but X amount of water. Like there's like a little thing that they'll have as a cup. Doesn't look like this one's got one of those, but I always have my handy dandy eyedropper, which I find to be completely one of the best tools to keep around when doing these guys here. Yeah, because usually it either takes X amount of cups or it's until, you know, fill until the line of whatever. And there is a little line on the side here that differentiates it from, I guess, the rest of the retaining wall. Let's see. You want to have it reasonably flat. That looks about right. Okay. And then we are using the shovel to bring forth the green. So what is the green while we're at the green here? So before we go forward and take a picture of the green to see what that's called, we're gonna, the green goes in there, and then we fill up each of these to, there's a little line in there. And in the star mold stir tray, put the acidic source from the left. 3 spoons, 1 cup, 1 cup. So, alright, we'll get to that. So we are going to take a moment, figure out what the heck this is. This is experimental colorfulness jelly. Alkalinity orange enough. Okay. that's what that is. And it looks like there's little... I just find it very difficult to open these packages, so I just kind of use a scissor. It's getting stuck in the corner here. Should have brought a little bin to put all these plastics in. Alright, so we're going to put this in here. There we go. And that was the green one. Now we're going to use our... Ooh, it smells like something. I feel like it smells like the Japanese melon flavor, so muscat, I guess. Gonna mix this up. Double checking my instructions here. The spoon slowly with a spoon, so I think it's going a little fast. Slowly. It doesn't matter if all powder doesn't come off. I'm guessing that means it doesn't matter if all the powder doesn't dissolve. But it looks like we did pretty good there. I need get a little hand towel here. Pretend to a hand towel. Here we go. Just gonna wipe the spoon. Sometimes the chemical of one of these can affect the other one, so it's kind of usually good to wipe down your tools in between. Alright, and then we are supposed to pour in here a bit until each one is at the fill line. That is a little more than the fill line. Unless it's not the fill line, is the fill line alive? Should I do top up? Top up? Top up? Whoops. If you're following along at home, I would probably recommend just tossing that water, that extra water. We'll see if that has a negative reaction on what we're going to do next. Let's see, I'm going to wipe down my tray in case I use it again, although it looks like I don't, so I probably could have left it. Oh, I see, there was room for more over here. Well, let's see if I can reclaim enough to fill those. Now I definitely need to do a little rinsey rinse of this thing here. Here. There. Alright, so now what do we do? And we go back to translating. Let's see where we're at. Problem is sometimes the light kind of affects. There we go. Alright, so let's see what it says now. Put the liquid of the cup up until the star of the yes, what we just did, that's it. In the plasticity of the star stirring tray, add the acidity from the left to spoon, from the left to the spoon, pulling 3/4, 2 cups, 1 cup, and 0.5. Don't put acid in the rightmost mold. When it's hard to scoop with a spoon, put acid in your blood and put it in. What? Alright, so this is our spoon. It is indicating to not do a heaping spoonful, not do a low spoonful, but do one that's even with the top. And it wants 3 cups, 2 cups, 1 cup, half a cup. Don't put it in. Do what you like. And then mix slowly with the spoon. The color will change. And this is the red packet? This is the red packet. Okay. In the mixing tray, I'm not going to put my blood in. I hope that's okay with everybody. Put the acid in your blood and put it in. What could it mean? Okay. Well, we're gonna give that a try. Alright, so this is the acid. I'm gonna crunch up these nodules so they fit a little better in the spoon. So can't put it in there. And we put half a cup in here. I wonder why this is so crazy. It might be because I think the Best Buy date on this is past, but I'm okay trying it. It's not like it's really food. It's a food-like product that, much like the Twinkie, is probably good for her. So this one is Source of Acidity. Experimental cardamom. Cardamom. Sure. Old-fashioned. Oh, there's a little more information on here. Let's see what this part says. To make it, look at the package of Sotagawa. So maybe this is Sotagawa. And this is, let's have a look at the experiment. 10th of the month, source of acidity. Alright. Let me go back to my instructions here. So this one wants 1 cup. Let's get a feel for 1 cup. One cup in the middle. Okay. Now we're going to do a half cup. Tricky. I'll pretend that's a half a cup. Okay. And now we want to do 2 cups. 2 cups. I remember it's supposed to be even with the top of the thingy. There we go. Two. And then this last one is 3/4. In lieu of forced, I'm going to use more spoons of sugar, or whatever this is. there's a scent to this too. I cannot place it. It smells like a refreshing soap. Not like a soapy smell, more like a Bath and Body Works, like fruity sort of situation. But now we have, as much as we like to put in these lower ones here, I see something has fallen into this. Let me see if I can get it out. You just be part of the situation now. Oh. Okay. Oh, I need my instructions again. Okay. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Oh, the cat's sneezing. Mix with spoons, all the colors between in the mixing tray. Let's put each of them in plastic. Whoop. So that they can walk under the jelly. What? Let's put each of them in plastic so they walk under the jelly. About 2 cups each with a spoon. Mix it slowly until the jelly is gathered together with a spoon and it's ready. It doesn't matter if there's a little lump of powder, it's done. Mix slowly with a spoon. The hardness of the jelly variety depends on the amount of powder and properties of the alkaline and the alkaline. Cut into smallest pieces with a spoon and eat a little bit, little. Don't make it! Okay. And then I need this bottom box as well. What do you have to say, Professor Sensei? Why does the color change? Be a plant of the leguminous family. There's butterfly pea in it. The blue color of butterfly pea, anthrocyan, changes color depending on the acid and alkaline. So that makes sense. I drink a tea called butterfly tea, and basically it's a beautiful blue tea. If you, is it blue or purple? I forget how it starts. Basically it starts one color. Let's say it starts blue, and then if you add lemon to it, the acid in the lemon will make it purple, or it's vice versa, and it's purple and becomes blue. It's been a minute since I've drunk it, but I've had that before. It is a delight. It tastes good too. So, and before we carry on, what's over here? Let's see. Energy, protein, carbohydrates, salt. It seems to have no allergens in it, which is good. Now, to prevent choking, cut into small pieces with a spoon and chew it well little by little. Please be careful not to play with the spoon in your mouth or chew it again and swallow it. Please be careful not to get hurt on the edge of the tray. Please be sure to follow the recipe and eat it. Don't eat it as is. It is difficult for small children to make it, so please make it fun together. Use tap water or water with low hardness. It may not be possible to make it well with high hardness mineral water. If you add too much water, you may not be able to do it well. Depending on the amount, temperature, and type of water, the method of solidification varies. Please eat the blackest Yucca Suriori. If there is a problem with the product, please send the product to the seller with the outer bag, and I will send you a replacement and shipping fee. King's Kit is contained within 1 tray, 1 spoon, bag of alkaline ingredients, 1 bag of acid, and 1 bag of jelly. So I'm guessing our blue friend here is our bag of jelly. Whoop, come here. So this is the root of a jelly. Experimental covenant, or less convenient. Oh wait, that's pretend. All right. Okay, give me just a second before we go on to that. I want to check on this. Alright, doing well. Okay. What? Breaking stuff. Alright. Alright. Interesting that doesn't say like wait X amount of minutes or anything like that. Okay. Usually it has something like that. Okay, so I think it said 2 cups each, right? So before we do anything with those bottom trays, I'm thinking I want to see what it's like at the top one. Oh, I think I'm supposed to mix these first though. Mix slowly, sorry. Probably should have gone from most to greatest, least to greatest as opposed to greatest to least, but do our best. Crunchy noises. Come to think of it, we did put a half a forest in, right? I think what that mistranslation comes from is probably because something really neat about Japanese counting is that they use different counters for different types of things. Like, if you're counting something thin, like a sheet of paper, it's a different word than if you're like counting something like a person or a drink or a glass or it's different. It can be like if we were like 1 round potato, 2 round potato, 3 round potato, 1 skinny French fry, 2 skinny French fries, 3 French fries. There's association with the actual kind of shape of the object that you're counting. If I'm explaining that correctly. It's been a while since Japanese class. Alright, so 2 scoops. I imagine we also want to make it evenly done here. 1. But that's neat that they use the pea butterfly, blue, I think it's what is it called? Blue peacock? I'll have to look it up, but yeah, it's a particular kind of tea that changes color when you add acid to it. There's other teas out there that do that too. I'm trying to remember. I think it's hibiscus, or there's other teas that, depending on what you add, will change color, or just have a really neat color. Like hibiscus tea has like a really bright red. I think if you add something to it, it will change color, but I don't remember what it is. And then there's another one I think that goes from like maybe yellow or orangish. Wait, how many did I just put in there? I should have paid attention. To like a blue, or like basically a warm color to a cool color. Tea is fascinating. Alright, so this time I'm going to do least to greatest. I see why you're supposed to mix slowly with a spoon. It kind of encases the jelly. My recommendation might be to do these one at a time instead of all at once like I did. Wow. Well, that's not beautiful. Maybe we leave that one, and it sorts itself out. Oh, it's slimy. Oh, it's slimy. I don't like slimy ones. I have several slimy ones that I will eventually do for you, but it is not my preference, the slimies. Doing a little better. Problem is, I do not have the patience apparently for slow missing. Here's hoping yours turns out better than mine. Work with me here. I think it's just going to get harder as I go. Yeah. I get a different tool. We can. I have many tools. And perhaps the fork might be the element of change that we are looking for here. Yeah, for sure. I think you'll want to do these one at a time in the future. We're going to leave those two to their devices. I'm going to say fork is immediately a better choice here. And just by the way things are going here, I'm going to say that blue butterfly tea probably starts off as blue and goes purple as you go. This is not my best work. Ugh. Well, I will say this purple one's looking better than the previous ones. Okay. So it didn't say to wait or anything. Probably, but I'm also tempted to give it a couple minutes. I want to fill these to get those started, but I also want to figure out which one of these tastes the best and then try and reproduce it here. So this one, I will say the texture, yeah, the texture does seem to be different as you get on. So this is a little thicker, and then these ones in the middle seems to be more thick, and that one is least thick. I'm like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it needs a minute. These things really need more than like a couple minutes, so I set a little timer. Okay. I wonder why that one's green. So this is, so we're going muscat to peach is the concept here, right? Yeah, muscat to peach. So muscat, it's saying, is more the grape. I always thought it was a melon. Muscat melon. Interesting. I should also find out what this one is actually called. I suppose I can take this moment in time and find it. We're going to wait a moment anyway. For our taste test. Let's see if we can do a Google image search. Nope, not that kind of search. Image search. Seen it. Alright. So this is Gummies Experimental Colorful Gummy. Experimental Colorful Gummy seems to be the name of it. So I think we got most of the way there on that, right? I'll give you one more try, Papago. Did you get this? Experimental Colorfulness Jelly. Color changes. This is a handmade funny thing. So it's telling us the pH of these is 2, 4, 7, 9, and 12 respectively. Let's just make sure I didn't loop any wait times out of the instructions here. Even a second translation does want my blood in it, so maybe that's the problem, but I wouldn't try that. That was fast. Okay. It does say that the hardness of the jelly does rely on the properties here. So it is entirely possible that some of them are not going to be as hard as other ones. Just on the simple matter of it being a different alkalinity, acid, what have you. Okay, so I call that done enough. Alright. It's almost like making slimes. So this one is still gooey. Let's see, can you see this? That one's pretty goopy, but it doesn't, it's not like you can scoop it. This one's a little more solid, less, like it's not, this one, like pizza cheese is off the spoon, whereas this one is not really doing that so much. And there's none of that here, but this one like wants to hold on to the spoon a little more. This one just wants none of it, whereas this one becomes scoopy again. Weird. Alright. Now we're going to try these. Let's go from least to greatest here. Whoa. Oh, does not look appetizing. Oh, it's got like a long bogey. It is unpleasant in texture and flavor. I guess it's going for like a very weak grape. And the texture is like how you imagine somebody's, like if you ever had a brother that was like that dude like you know, hock a loogie on you when you were a kid or something like that, how that looks, that's how that texture tastes. It's disgusting. Not a fan. Let's see about you there. Come here, Blue. Whoop. Where's my fork? It does say to not like grab a whole one of these at once, so that's why I'm cutting them up. This one's got kind of half of a situation here. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I just have it? Can I have part of it? I don't care what you have. There we go. Okay. Now this looks exactly like my niece's slime. There's like a shininess to it, like there's sparkles in it. Not a lot of improvement over the last one, but it is bearable. Like if I had to eat one of them forever and that was all I was going to get, I'd choose this one over that one, but that's really the only thing that recommends it. It does have like a slightly more blue flavor. Like this is probably hinting at the blue butterfly pea flavor. P-E-A-P. And the slime isn't quite as bad. So this is better than that for sure, but still not something I'd grab for, you know? It's weirdly cooler tasting too. Like this would, like, somehow this is warmer, this is cooler. I don't know why. That is the impression it gives. This one is even harder to get apart. Come here. Come here, slime boy. There we go. That is prettier. So this is a little more like so I'm still not really getting any acid sort of texture, or not texture, I guess flavor too much. But this is like but more so than these again. Like it is gradually going up. This is like if you had like a very lightly grape flavored but very fresh gummy bear type of thing, maybe, without the like little starch they put on the outside to make them so that they don't stick together. It's hard. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. It is holding on. Okay. There we go. Find a way to steady this thing. So here's the color on that one. Nice lavender color. That's the first one I would consider a pleasing flavor. This actually tastes a little more like what the tea tastes like. Oh, that one's not bad. And then last but not least, we have the high alkaline one. So this one, it seems to have shored up on its structural integrity. I think I like that one best. It's not... It has like more of a creaminess to it, if that makes any sense. Like slimy, 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 a little less slimy, creamy. That's kind of what we went with here. And then these two were the ones that really had pronounce. Pronounce is a strong word, but when you're comparing it to these, they had almost no flavor going on here. Like this one had practically no flavor. These ones more gave the impression of a temperature scale than flavor. And then this one started to have a little flavor. This one had a decent flavor, or just, you know, enough flavor to be like, okay, I'm eating a piece of candy now. And then that one I think was the one I liked the best. So because of that, I think I'm going to try and recreate that one in these two. So let's see. Those ones both had 3 each. 1, 2. Uh-oh, I don't know if I'll get 3 out of it. 3, and then I guess we'll just see what that does. And then we have our jellying agent here. Oh wait, we're supposed to stir first. Oh my goodness. If I could pay attention for 2 seconds. I'm so bad at that. I should mention too, it's supposed to be slow stirring. Here's my idea. I do 1, 2 scoops. Is that about the... Whoa! Is that about the same? Alright, I think that's as close as we're going to get to being the same. Alright, so, and now I'm going to try doing, like, add a little at a time type of thing. What do you know? You can actually stir it if you do it that way. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Bit at a time, bit at a time. There might also be a level of, I'm not doing this slowly, it's supposed to be being done slowly. I just, as a patience level, I may or may not have in life. Alright. Give that another minute to figure out its lay. Alrighty. So while I'm picking up the pieces here, so this one I would say I'm kind of intrigued every time that we get something that has like makes something go into the water and harden. So I guess like gelatin is fascinating to me is probably the long story short of that. But in general, I don't care for the slime. It's really more for me. It's like a texture thing. I don't super care for the texture of slimier ones. So I don't know that I super love this one. But as much as they say, hey, a kid can't do this by themselves, I probably agree since I clearly did wrong myself the first time I gave it a go. This would probably be a fun one to do with kids, because I find out when I do these with like my nieces and nephews, they generally tend to enjoy the slimier ones. Maybe just more fun for kids to play with putty and slime in general. Not that it's not fun for us, it's just if you have a texture thing, and I have a little bit of a texture thing. This one might not be. Like, they don't come out necessarily. Well, I guess we'll see how we do with these ones done more correctly. But they didn't come out like looking like hard candies, which they kind of do for that one. Whereas there's this fishing one. Do I have one of those handy? Sure, I have it somewhere. Maybe not. Oh, here's one. So, I don't know if it's in the same studio, but see, these ones, they do come out hard. So they go in soft, and they come out like hard candy looking things. They're more like a solidified mass of sugar. Like if you ever had, these are very old candies, so I'm not shocked if you're not aware of them. But they're often called like UFO discs or something like that. It's like, it looks like a lollipop, but it's just compressed sugar. As opposed to like sugared glass like a lollipop normally would be. The texture, the flavoring, the whole experience is more like that. Oh, and that's our timer done. So let's see how these guys came out. So that's more, I would still consider that soupy. That's not really re-invoking that, right? Versus this one, maybe. Are you able to come out and play? I mean, it's not a perfect match, but that one at least is, you know, holding its mass like these guys are. So that's nice. And then let's try, got our superior one first. So this one came out more of a blue. I would say this was a dark blue. This was probably closer to having 1 cup rather than 3. Ow! That's that unpleasantness of cup number 1. Eat it up. I'm so sorry, this bouncy cam. Yeah, it's cup number 1 for sure. So this was my attempt at another cup number 3. I'm going to try, since it's got such solid mass to it, I'm going to try doing a bite. Yeah, it's really the, like, if I was to call any of these pleasant, this is the one, the 3-cup one. It's a little bit like this is peach, but it reminds me a little more of like the Sakura Blossom flavored gummies I had once. But that one is good. I like that one. Don't super care for the rest of them, but it was fun to do, if nothing else. So that's this one. Colorful experimental colorful gummies, I believe is what it's called, by Meigum. So hope you enjoyed.